Hello, fellow adventurers, and welcome to an educational video. We are going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda Reclaim the Wild game system. And we're doing this because we're really excited for Tears of the Kingdom, because as we're recording this, it's not out yet.
Okay, let's go!
So I hope you're enjoying it.
So maybe you've played it, and I'm sure we're going to be playing it. And you've probably seen here at Green and Garb, we have done the first session of the Legend of Zelda role-playing game called
The Distorted Augury.
And it was so much fun. We have our Dungeon Master here, or I guess Zelda Master. It was so cool, and we used the system right behind us, the Reclaim the Wild system, right?
And so we're playing a very rules-light version of Reclaim the Wild. Now, that doesn't mean we're not using any rules. We are using some, but we're being much less specific about the crafting and stamina and the cooking and things like that, which are key parts of Breath of the Wild. But for us, our intents and purposes, we're playing something a little more akin to the traditional Zelda games before Breath of the Wild, something like Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess.
Or Link to the Past, my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this system, it's really cool because it does mimic the Zelda experience. You have all the different races, and we're going to put information here behind us. This is the PDF available for free.
We'll have a link in the description to the actual PDF. This entire system is free, so it's all open source. There's a Discord for the creators to be able to talk to people about their campaigns and give ideas and things like that. It's super community oriented.
And it's really fun. I've crafted an excellent TTRPG here. Unlike D&D, which we usually play here on the channel, which is a D20 system, this uses 2D6. So it's much more compact, and it's easy to get a hang of, and you don't have to do as much like mental math all the time when you're trying to do skills or do some role play or whatever it is, or attack. So
yeah, we still do dice rolls and things like that, obviously, but the dice rolls are a little fewer and further between. And they're also like when you roll a hit, you do fixed damage in the system actually. So it's less math, which I'm much more pleased with.
So it makes it really fast and furious. And when you imagine like Legend of Zelda, you're fighting foes all the time, right? So you don't want to have to, worry about doing 1d8 plus 5 plus 1d6 plus whatever. So I think it's really streamlined. You have a very similar combat flow. Like you have your standard action, and you have minor action, like a bonus action in D&D, and also even what's the smaller action, like the swift action or whatever. So yes. Combat is very similar to Dungeons and Dragons in that regard. So if you've already played D&D, it's a good system to get into, like Zelda. If you want to play that, have that Legend of Zelda experience.
I've been doing things, more in the old school vibe of zone combat instead of grid-based combat. We've been doing a lot of theater of the mind, which saves us time on having to use things like Roll20 or Tailspire, and we're using more like they're over here, we're here, and I want to go into their zone. That's your movement.
And recently, D&D has had a lot of supplements or like third-party resources that have helped you figure out. We actually took this, I think, we used it in one of the previous campaigns.
We did that one in our OSR campaign.
Yeah, the podcast. And
Guess All Dice.
Guess All Dice, yeah. It was one of the, Runehammer has a system like that. So yeah, it's really cool. Although the system itself, you can see behind me, we're not going to go through the whole PDF, but it's right here. So when you do play, though, it is set up for like grid-based combat because a lot of things you do, a lot of the attacks will either target like a line or a cone or a burst area, which gives a really cool like tabletop feel, if that's also what you're going for. Because we run an RPG channel, we like to keep things a little bit lighter in like the strict mechanics of things, and also we don't really have a tabletop here, so everything is green screens and
one day.
One day it'll be like Critical Role and they have like a camera zoomed on, tabletop, whatever. But for now,
our miniatures and everything.
Yeah, but for now it's really interesting. And unlike D&D, so the difference here is that again, instead of the 1d20, you're doing 2d6, and you'll add your attributes or whatever your skills are on top of that. And the skills are, your skills are your talents, your attributes, things like that, are divided between the three triforce pieces, right? The power, wisdom, and courage, right? And you have all three. It's not like Ganon has the courage, and Zelda has the wisdom. Oh, he has power, yeah. Link has the courage, thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Each one is divided into different attributes, right? So, for example, under the power triforce, right, you have combat, and you have your hearts and like how much health you have. You have your athletics, right, or things like using mechanics or intimidate. So all those things are clumped into a particular triforce.
Mm-hmm. Which is similar
Area,
to D&D in the sense that you have your 6 attributes, and those 6 attributes filter down into things like athletics, acrobatics, and things like that. This is just a little bit simpler in the fact that you only have 3. And building your character sheet is something we'll go into a little bit more in another video when we can actually like pull up the character sheet and show it to you and talk about how to build a character and things like that.
But general rule here, I think, is that unlike D&D, which is pretty strict, as in you get a class and you get a lineage, right? And you get a subclass, and those you're kind of affixed to those, right? And they get certain level ups as you go and certain powers as you progress. In this Reclaim the Wild system, it's very fluid, right? You get a certain amount of points you can distribute between this skill or that attribute, right? And you can completely customize your character in any way you want, right? You can decide to be a fighter, or you can decide to be a mage or whatever, just depending on where you create your character.
Yeah. So in this system, what you get for completing minor tasks or even larger tasks is a number of what's called heroism tokens. The heroism tokens are used to buy new abilities and ability score increases. So like doing a side quest for someone and saving their cat from a tree is only going to give you maybe a few heroism tokens.
With bombs.
This poor cat. But obviously it's up to the DM's discretion, but you're probably only going to get a few heroism tokens, whereas defeating a boss and finishing a dungeon is going to give you a much larger amount of tokens and really allow you to like get closer to leveling up. One of the fun things about the heroism token system is that it allows you to save your points and say, oh, I don't want to buy anything yet because I'm saving up for that one really cool move. And it's not kind of like forced into, oh, well, you leveled up, so you get these things.
Yeah.
You can kind of like, hedge your, hold your tokens for a minute and be like, I feel pretty comfortable where I'm at. I don't really feel like I need to upgrade very much. But this one attack or spell that I really want is kind of expensive. So I'll just wait a bit and then level up eventually when I feel that I have the need and the means to do so.
And that's the cool thing too, is that, as I mentioned before, right, when you're playing D&D or similar systems and you get to level 2, you get this ability, level 3, you get this ability, whatever. Here, you can purchase whatever you want, right? So you can focus on various, they're called techniques or spells, right? Or feats even. And you can tailor make your character in any way you want.
Yeah.
So the only thing that really is a baseline is the race, right? That's it. That's the only thing that really, and you completely go from there. And there's no like tanks or necessarily healers or anything like that. You can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, and the best part about this is that this game, even though it is set, intended to be played in the Breath of the Wild map, it is built to be picked up and put back down in any Zelda game in the entire franchise. So all of the races that are involved are races that span the entire franchise, which is super exciting because it means that you can play a Twilight from Twilight Princess, which is one of the interloper type characters, or you can play Subrosian from the Oracle's games, which is like a super abstract reference, but it's really great because there's reference to every single game in this game system, including the Philips CDI games.
Oh
like Wand
no!
of Gamelon
Those are literally the worst.
and
all these crazy, like they're just like
The Adventure of Zelda. Yeah.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
My boy, this peace is what all true warriors strive for.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
oh my god, the Wand of Gamelon.
Trust me, I will not have very many references, if any, in our campaign to those because they are a dark time.
Sure,
But
yeah.
The people who made this system are so dedicated to making sure that this is an homage to the entirety of Zelda, warts and all, and they've done an amazing job of that.
Yeah, so congratulations to you developers of Reclaim the Wild. We are really enjoying the system. We are playing the system here at Green and Garb. Check it out. I think by this point probably like one episode will be out. I think it's a lot of fun. Long costume, we got a Goron, who's very bro. Me, I'm playing a Sheikah. I'm not fully armored up, but I just wanted to represent a little bit. The Sheikah here. We have a Korok, and we have a Hylian.
Yes.
Not Link, but
Not
a Hylian, just almost like Link from Majora's Mask, like a little
Just a little kid link.
A little kid like, yeah.
But you'll get some more of the story of these characters later on. We don't want to spoil too much in here because we'd rather you watch our episodes.
Yeah. So this is a really fun system. It's a 2d6 system. We recommend you try it out at your table. If you want to see how it plays, check out the Distorted Augury here at Green and Garb.
Yeah, and we'll do some videos in the future on things like character sheets, and I'd also love to do a video a little bit further into the future about dungeon building, because that's something that we will be doing a lot of in our campaign is dungeon crawling.
Yeah, and you have to have 8 dungeons.
Yes.
Or else it's not really a Zelda game.
Or else it's not a real Zelda game.
Breath of the Wild. Don't give me the shrines.
Hey, we'll see. Maybe we'll be proven wrong when Tears of the Kingdom comes out, because again, we have not played it yet because it's not out.
That's true.
But I can guarantee you, when it comes out, I will be playing so much of it.
And maybe they're doing an appendice to this build, because again, there is like crafting and there's that whole and enchanting. You can get really in depth and intricate in this system. But I don't know if they have anything yet for constructing like a glider out of like Zonai parts and anything like that.
We'll see. I feel like some of that stuff will probably be added later, because again, this is a very fluid system. A lot has changed even since I started looking at it back in October, when I was first interested in starting the process of building a campaign in this system. So,
and you've done an awesome job, by the way. It is so much fun.
Thanks.
Yeah. First time DM, can't even tell. Pro.
First time DM on camera, which is a little scary. It's already pretty scary to run your first campaign for the first time, but having to do it on camera was even more nerve-wracking. But it went really well, and we're super excited for you to see the rest of the episodes that we have shot, and super excited for you to see the episodes that we have yet to shoot.
And again, Reclaim the Wild, check it out. We'll have a link in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Maybe we can do a deeper dive into it. If you're interested in learning more about the system, or want us to talk at you about the system, we can do that.
Yeah, and please let us know in the comments below whether or not you've played the system. And if you haven't played the system and want to know more about specific parts, please let us know what you want us to make content about in the future, because then we can tailor our content to what people are interested in learning more of.
Right. Well, here's a hard piece, and
and remember, it's dangerous to go alone. So smite that like button.
Take this.
Take this. Yeah. Be sure to smite that like button. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when all of our educational content videos and our other episodes of Zelda come out, as well as our other campaigns.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.